Hello, if you've got a Whirlpool refrigerator with an ice maker in the door completely, model number and if it has a non-working ice maker because you think the water line that feeds the ice tray has frozen, this video may show what you need to do to possibly fix that. And I am not a professional technician. I'm just showing what I've done to keep mine unthawed, and maybe this may help others. Just use this video at your own risk. If you need help or a repair service, call a professional. The most common way to thaw the water line out is to take this off and use a hair dryer and blow it on the area where the water line feeds the ice tray for several minutes. But you really don't know when and if the water line is really thawed out. So I'm not a fan of doing it that way. What I have come up with is to use a piece of Styrofoam type board, 59 3/8 by 12 11/16, 1 inch thick. To do this, you just turn the ice maker off with that switch back there. Don't block the vent. Put this against the light freezer run button on the side there and then tap it in place. And it seals very well. Now you've got a temporary door, so you can leave this door open for 3 or 4 hours, and in that length of time you can be pretty sure the water in the fill tube has thawed out. At that point, take your foam out, turn the switch back on, shut the door, and wait for 3 or 4 hours and see if the ice maker starts making ice. You've done as good as trying to take the cover off and using a hair dryer. You're probably more secure in knowing that the water line is thawed that way too. The bad part about this is, as far as I know, it only comes in a 4 by 8 foot sheet, which is really big, 1 inch thick. When I bought this, it was around $20 at Lowe's. The price has gone up a lot. They make a polystyrene that's cheaper. You can look and see probably any material would work if it's cuttable and flexible enough to seal the freezer off. To get this cover off, you just need a medium-sized Phillips. Take these 4 screws out, turn the ice maker switch off. The top will be loose. Then you just have to kind of bump and push this to the side, either side, and the bottom will come out also. Then you have to disconnect the switch that has a little press tab here. You push the press tab and pull the connector apart, and this is free to come off. At that point you can see the ice tray, and this is where the water line pours into the ice tray. This is the area you would blow the hair dryer onto for several minutes to thaw it out. I made a air deflector, a little insulation out of some pipe wrap and some hot glue. I think that's really necessary and helpful to do that. But you have to be careful because this ice tray, it rotates upside down to dump the ice into the bucket. If you don't do this carefully, this could jam the rotation and it can mess up your motor or your gears or the synchronization of this ice maker, and then you might be out the expense of a new ice maker. So if you put some kind of shield or cover, make sure it doesn't interfere with this thing rotating. Make sure it doesn't contaminate your water line. Just be careful. What you do is your responsibility. But I think it is helpful to shield the freezing cold air from getting on this area right here, however you go about it. And you make it by just turning the freezer temperature on low and keeping it there. If not, this might be helpful. Then you just put it back together, turn the switch on, and hope it works. That's how it goes. They say there's a heater on this water line inside this molded cover in the styrofoam installation. And I've heard that read or saw that there's not any available repair parts to fix this problem. You know, so it's either do your best with something like this, or buy a new door, have it shipped to you if there is such a thing as a replacement, and that would probably end up costing nearly as much as a whole new refrigerator. So you just have to do what you think is best. But that's the way to go on taking the cover off and going this route. Last note, I just saw something white in the water spout here, and it turned out to be a little pellet of ice, which means ice had been forming in the water line and coming out. So once your ice bucket gets full, it might be wise to occasionally use some ice out of the ice dispenser, even if you don't need it, and throw it away. Keep the ice maker occasionally working and running water and making ice, and it might also help avoid the unit freezing up. Just a thought.